guys, it's Emily. So today's video is going to be a girl talk about friendships. Now, I'm going to be giving you guys my advice, red flags, things like that, about everything about friendships. I've done a video like this before, but I took it down because I felt like I didn't give the proper advice, because I felt like I wasn't being true to myself and like to you guys with the advice I was giving. So this will be a new girl talk friendship video, and I'm gonna tell you guys like my experiences with friendships. I'm gonna give you guys like red flags that always stood out to me, and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Give this video a fat thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to always be notified with my videos. Comment what you guys think of this girl talk, and let's get this started. Okay, girl talk about friendships. Now, I've had my fair share with friendships, and can I say that they've all been genuine? Most. Can I say that some ended, even though it was still genuine, but it was still also, there was toxic things going on? Yes. Now, the one thing I could say about friendships is it's definitely, especially hard for me to let go of people. And I could be true to myself right now in this video and admit that, because I've always had a hard time admitting that. I've always had a hard time letting go of friendships and putting myself first. And even if I have a friend, even if I have like a friendship going on, I've always still have a hard time putting myself first before my friends. And I've always put my friends first, my small group of friends. I've always put them first before myself, and it shouldn't have been like that, but that's just who I am as a person. So with friendships, I've always had a hard time with letting go. And I'm sure that somebody that's watching this video can relate to me on that part. I've always had a hard time with letting go, because there's memories, there's things that you guys talked about, there's secrets that they know that other people don't know, and like there's just a lot to a friendship that really it's really hard to let go of. And one thing, my number one tip I'm going to give you guys about friendship is, okay, let's just say that you're doing something like achieving for yourself, whether it's graduating school, whether it's opening a small business, whether it's getting your first job and things like that. You want a friend that's going to support you and not be jealous of you. And if you have a friend like that, that's jealous of you, that's always in some sort of competition with you, that is not a friend. That's somebody that's trying to bring you down with them. And you shouldn't have friends as enemies, and you shouldn't have people that feel like they need to be in competition with you in any way, shape, or form. You shouldn't ever feel like it's a competition with your friend. And if you feel that vibe, that they're giving off that vibe, let it be known that how you're feeling, and like make sure you're expressive about the way you're feeling. Because if you're feeling like they're trying to bring you down because you're doing something really good for yourself and you're doing big things for yourself, and they're not doing anything, it shouldn't be like that. You should have a friend that's going to bring you up, and you should be the person to bring them up. It should always be you guys supporting each other when it's like big achievements, if it's a little achievement, or if it's like something, like even if it's like at your worst times, you should have a friend there to support you. And that's one red flag I'm going to give you guys, because if you have a friend that's like that, cut them off. The next tip I'm going to give you guys, if you have a friendship with somebody that, I don't know, with me, I've always had this issue where I felt like it was always kind of one-sided. Like I could be all for the friendship group, like the friendship, and then the other person, it's more one-sided on their part, where it's like, okay, I'm all for the friendship, but they're thinking about other things that could possibly, now everybody has their own life. Let me point that out. Everybody has their own life when it comes to friendships. But if you guys are not giving the same energy in the friendship, like it's always like one person's giving more than the other person, it's definitely a red flag to me, because I've personally dealt with this, where if I give my all to all of my friendships. I give all the advice that I could give, all the support. And I'm not going to say I'm the most amazing, greatest friend, because I will be truthful to you and I will be raw to you, and even if you don't like that. But if you guys are not giving the same energy to one another, and it's more like one person's giving all their energy and the other person's not to the friendship, then maybe it's not meant to be, you guys are not meant to be friends. Because it shouldn't be where one person's giving their all and the other person's, they're just giving like 25% or 50% of it. It should be, and it's called balancing out friendship. It's balancing out your love life. It's balancing out your family life. It's definitely learning to balance. And I've balanced that. I've learned to balance my relationship, my friendship groups, my, what else? My family, myself. It's definitely hard, but you definitely gotta show that as a red flag, because if it's definitely one-sided, then it's not worth the friendship, and it'll keep you guys distant. You know, it'll definitely cause distance between the relationship between you and that person, and then that person will start feeling like you're acting weird with them. So you just want to make self-awareness to them, like how you're feeling also, because if it's feeling one-sided, then the friendship's not there, then let it be known. Because if you just keep fighting for something that's they're not putting their part in, then there's no worth of fighting for the friendship. So that's my second tip. My third tip is look out for toxic behavior. I dealt with my fair share of toxic behavior in friendships. I've dealt with jealousy. I've dealt with friendships that I thought were friendships, talking bad about me to other people that I knew that are actually people that are my friends. And just very unsupportive. It's kind of like they always think about themselves, and they always think about themselves, but they don't like take how you're feeling into consideration. um they they talk bad about you, about whether it's your relationship or your family, things like that. Those are all toxic behaviors, guys. If they show you any signs of like where it feels like the friendship is really rocky, it should never be like that. That's my number one thing. It should never be like that, where there should be toxic behavior, but sometimes friends can't see, because they're kind of like blindsided by toxic behavior, because either they grow up like that, and you have to kind of call them out on it, like, hey, you're being really toxic, this is too much for me mentally, physically. If they're showing too much toxic behavior, then and it's bringing you down mentally or physically or emotionally, then it's not worth the friendship. Because toxic behavior, number one, it could really mess up your head. Whether it's just, it'll make you really have trust issues with future friendships. And that's what I'm struggling with to this day, is like trusting new friendships that come into my life, and trusting that not everybody's the same as like the past friendships, and that's where you need to learn that not everybody's the same. So toxic behavior is not it in friendships. It's definitely a struggle. Like, it's definitely red flags when there's a lot of toxic behavior going on. It shouldn't be like that. And if they put all their, okay, my next tip, okay, I have a lot to say about this, because I dealt with this, I've dealt with this, and that's why I'm enjoying talking about this. If they put all their problems on you, like, okay, yes, you're supposed to be there through thick and thin for your friend, but when they're putting they don't let you engage, whether it's like it's something that's bothering you, and everything's like turns about them, like, oh, my family this, oh, my boyfriend this, oh, this, oh, this, oh, this. Like, they have a bunch of complaints, and they're very problematic. It definitely, like, causes a lot of issues where, they seem like just life full of complaints. And I just feel like a person with a lot of problems, it puts a lot of on you to feel like, hey, I gotta help this person. Like, you feel like you gotta rely your time and your effort to help them. Now, I have no problem with helping anybody. I love helping people. I love helping people through advice, things like that. But when it comes to constant behavior where they have 1,000 complaints and they're not doing anything about it, then there's no helping. Because sometimes people don't realize that they're putting their problems on you, especially like when it's in a friendship. Like, a friendship, yes, you're supposed to be open, and you're supposed to balance that friendship, like, you're supposed to be there for them. But when it comes to where it's like it's draining you and things like that, like, because of what they're dealing with in life, then let it be known. Another advice I want to give you guys, and this is something I struggle with, is being open about your emotions to your friends. I have a very hard time with doing that. Telling them like what's bothering me, like if it's something about the friendship. And me personally, I don't like to hurt the person's feelings. If I'm being blunt with you, I'm gonna be blunt with you. But if it's something between you and I, it's very hard for me to be like, because if me and this person's very close, it's gonna be hard for me to be blunt because you already know their behavior, you know their traits, you know their reactions to things. So it's like you kind of, and it shouldn't be where you feel fear of like what could they possibly say and things like that. But I definitely have a hard time opening up about my feelings when it comes to friendships. I kind of just bottle up like what's bothering me and then I don't address it to them. So I feel like there's some people like that that's watching this video that they have a hard time with opening up to their friends about whatever they're feeling. And I'm still learning to this day to do that. I've been doing a lot. I learned a lot to do that, of trying to open up and tell the person how I'm feeling. And if they don't like what you gotta say, so be it. If it's just one-sided, like I said, and they don't like what you gotta say, you're just telling them how you feel, and it should never be an issue how you feel. Like whether it's whether it's the friendship or whether it's you, it shouldn't be an issue about what you're feeling on the inside, you know. And if you're just being truthful about how you feel, and like the person should respect how you feel and not making it an issue, and then actually talk it out instead of like arguing. Another thing I want to say is don't mix your relationship, your love life, with friendships. The only reason why I'm saying that now, because like when you get your love life involved in your friendships, sometimes girls could be sneaky and guys could be sneaky. I ain't talking about one-sided gender here. I'm talking about two different genders. Any person could be sneaky and try to be conniving and ruin your relationship with your significant other, because of jealousy. And my throat is dry from talking so much. From like jealousy, like they want what you want, you know, like they want that relationship dynamic. And you know, it should never be like that. I just feel like mixing your love life into friendships, it definitely gets messy at certain points, because from an outsider point of view, like when you get your relationship involved, people start talking. Like if let's just say if your relationship is like a little rocky, you guys start arguing in the middle of a party or something, and all your friends see that, they're gonna start talking shit. And that's where toxic behavior shows, if your friend is talking bad about your relationship. Now, if you have friends that don't do that, keep them. Because it shouldn't be like that, where your friends talk crap about your relationship or your decisions, or whether, like, if you want to get married or you want to have a baby or something. Having outside point of view in mixed with friendships and relationships, it's definitely hard because everybody's going to have their opinion. So definitely keep your love life out of friendships, because sometimes people be getting too close with your mans or your woman. And honestly, there has been many cases where their best friend hooks up with the guy, or the girl hooks up with the guy. You know, it's crazy to think, but that's really toxic behavior. And I feel like another tip I want to give you guys is trust. Trust and honesty, and trust is a big thing when it comes to friendships. If this person has shown you before that they cannot be trusted, because you caught them previously from talking bad about you or something, and you bring them back into your life and they continue to do that behavior, definitely drop them. Trust is a big thing when it comes to friendships. I feel like trust and honesty should be the two things in a friendship. If you're not honest to your friend, like I said, about how you're feeling, or like you're not honest, like that you're doing something behind their back, or I don't know. I just feel like trust should be the key to every friendship. And I feel like another tip I want to give you guys is be yourself when it comes to friendships. I keep it very raw when it comes to my friendships. I have a very small circle of friendships, and I keep my personality very raw. I'm very open. I'm very myself. I like to talk, engage in conversations. Um, but at the end of the day, just be yourself, because being yourself, whether they like you or not, they're gonna decide if they want to be in your life, if they don't want to be in your life, and that's perfectly fine. Not everybody has to be your friend. My last tip that I want to give you guys is it's okay to have a small circle of friends. I don't know why everybody feels that you have to have like 10 plus friends. I have like my closest friends would be like 4 to 5, like 4 to 6 friends that are close to me. But I keep all my friendships separate. Like I learned the hard way to not introduce my friends to like one friendship to another friendship, because somehow it gets very messy. But keep your small circle. It's perfectly okay to have a small circle of friends. Like, I love small circle of friends. It's less to deal with, less drama, less personalities to deal with. And it's okay to have small friendship groups, because at the end of the day, it just really proves like if you're real or not. And having multiple friends, like, yeah, you could be real too, but at the end of the day, um, you definitely have to juggle different friendships. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes people are not their true self when it comes to like 10 plus friends. I feel like they have to act different with certain friendships than other friendships. Let me see if I have any more advice. Let me see. I think that's it. I think that's all I got, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this girl talk. I actually really had a really good time talking about this whole friendship thing. I feel like I gave good advice. But yeah, like I said, guys, if the person, if you see any of the things that I have mentioned in this video, I feel like you have to learn to drop them. And I'm still learning as a person with a really good big heart. And I know how hard it is to drop friendships. I know, guys, I know how hard it is. And it's okay to feel bad and like guilty, and like, because you care for the person, you love them, and you guys have memories together, and there's a lot of things to this friendship. But at the end of the day, you always got to put yourself first when it comes to friendships, because um you know not everybody is gonna like who you are, and not everybody is gonna enjoy the friendship the way you do, and that's perfectly okay. And sometimes it's okay to be by yourself, whether you have no friends. It's definitely okay to have no friends. I've been at many points in my life of having no friends, and I've learned that I was okay with being by myself and not having any friends, because you really discover yourself. Like, it's like a self-discovery within yourself when it comes to not having anybody. And you know another tip I want to give you guys before I end this video is also, if like any friends like abandon you, um definitely don't take them back. I've learned that the hard way. If they have abandoned you, they just like stop talking to you, they block you, whatever. um it definitely is a learning lesson to not take them back. I feel like you really self-discover yourself and realize that you really don't need friends, and you realize how much life is less stressful when you have certain friendships in your life that could possibly be like bringing you down. So yeah, be yourself. Always put yourself first when it comes to friendships, and make sure you know that you're making right decisions and things like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this girl talk friendship video. I really tried my best with this advice. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.